So today we're going to be talking about Descartes' first meditation. It's the first of his 6 meditations, and as a work together, they form a single project, but each meditation forms its own argument within the broader series of arguments presented in his meditations. So what are the purpose of Descartes' meditations? What's the purpose? What Descartes wanted to do was he wanted to discover the knowledge that he could have for certain about the way the world works. What substances really exist, what is knowledge, what he could he know for sure, what could he never be truly certain of. And so Descartes undertakes these meditations to discover this. And so he is going to sit by his fire in his room, smoking his pipe, writing down his thoughts, meditating next to the fire, and trying to uncover the beliefs which he can be truly certain of and build up a system of rational beliefs that he thinks could be the basis for all human knowledge. In the process, he hopes to abandon all beliefs which can possibly be doubted. So the first step is represented in the first meditation. And the first step is going to be abandoning all the beliefs which you can't be certain of. And so this is Descartes' skeptical project. Descartes himself was not a skeptic. Remember, we talked about the skeptics as the ancient school of philosophy involved primarily with the doubting of our beliefs and trying to show that we can't really be certain of anything. Descartes does think we can be certain of something, but he thinks that we have to undergo a process of skepticism so that we can uncover what beliefs we can actually be truly certain of. So what that means is he's going to have to go through all of his beliefs and find some reason why he might possibly doubt them, why they might not actually possibly be true. Now, this is going to be a very difficult thing to do, because if you think about it, over the course of your life, you've probably formed millions of beliefs about the world, right? How many beliefs do you hold? Probably a lot of them, right? You probably believe that the sky is blue. You believe that trees are green, that dogs bark, that cats meow, and dogs, have teeth, and monkeys like to climb in trees. Whatever other belief you have, some of them might be true, some of them might be wrong. You might believe that zebras are purple when they're not. Some of your beliefs might be true, that the sky is blue, but you're going to have to go through and analyze all of those beliefs, and we're going to have to do this efficiently. So we can't just go through each belief one by one. So Descartes formulates a systemic doubt. What he notes is that all of our beliefs rest on other beliefs. So for instance, I might believe that the Earth orbits the sun because I believe that astronomy works and that we can use telescopes to observe space, and so on and so on. So all of our beliefs rest on each other, right? I believe my dog barks because I believe that all dogs bark, right? And so what Descartes discovers is that he can doubt all of his thousands or millions of beliefs by doubting 3 specific beliefs that he thinks all of his other beliefs rest on. So the first thing that Descartes doubts is his belief in sense perception. What is sense perception? It's our ability to perceive the world around us and therefore to form beliefs about it. So, for instance, I can see the tree, so I believe that it's green. And most of our beliefs about the world probably come from the fact that sense perception works, or our belief that sense perception works. Because I believe that sense perception works, I believe that I have so many dollars in my wallet. Because I believe that sense perception works, I believe that my mom has hair, right? All these other beliefs that we have stem from sense perception. So if we can just doubt sense perception, then all the other beliefs that we've formed through sense perception are also in doubt. So sense perception is often flawed, for instance. And so this is what Descartes points out. They're optical illusions. Sometimes the sun the sun appears to be really small to us, right? If you look at it, it looks tiny, but we all know the sun is very big. And so it seems that sense perception is wrong quite often. Now, if we can doubt sense perception sometimes, it means we can doubt it all the time, because how can we ever really be sure about our senses, right? And Ghazali makes the same argument, if you remember, about sense perception. Of course, this has, Descartes kind of finds a way out of this doubt where he says, well, what about the insane, right? I think only the insane really misperceive reality most of the time, right? He says they think their heads are pumpkins, or they're the king, or that they're made of glass, or whatever else. They're insane, so their sense perception's wrong, but presumably we're not. So Descartes says, well, I sense myself by the fire, reading, writing, meditating. It seems to me that sense perception works. Of course, how do we know that we're not insane? Right? Maybe you're in an asylum right now and you don't even know it. So this brings Descartes to his second doubt, which is that whether we can distinguish between dreams and reality. So an insane person presumably cannot tell the difference between dreams and reality, and we think that we can, but how can we be sure? And because in a way we're all insane when we're dreaming, right? We're having all these delusions, and we really believe those dreams to be true, unless you're doing something that people call lucid dreaming, where you're self-aware while you're dreaming. Usually you're not aware of the fact that you're dreaming, and you take it to be reality. So, how do you know you're not dreaming right now? Right? You could be in a dream that you take to be real. An example I often think of are times when someone's done something bad to me in a dream, and then I've woken up angry at that person. Okay. But then Descartes says, well, what about math? I can still be certain of math and geometry, right? In a dream, a circle is still a circle, and 3 plus 3 still equals 6. So this brings Descartes to the evil demon doubt. And what he says here is, well, presumably we all, they were all Christians at the time. They all believed in a good creator who loved them and created a world that served their interests and gave them access to truth. But what if we were actually created by an evil demon whose sole purpose was to fool us and trick us? Then 2 plus 2 might really equal 5. The demon knows that, but we believe that 2 plus 2 equals 4 because he created us that way. How can we be really certain then about our mathematical abilities? So where does that leave us? This leaves Descartes seeming to doubt everything that he believes in. Doesn't seem like there's any way out of it. It seems that through his systematic doubt, Descartes has come to doubt all knowledge. Now in the next meditation, we'll see Descartes get out of his doubt, his universal doubt and skepticism that anything exists. And he will discover that he can be certain that at least one thing exists. And that's going to be the topic of his next meditation. Thanks for listening.